I'm Cindy from Cindy's Creative Bags, and I thought today I'd do a video on what goes into making a bag. The first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a pattern. Now, pattern pieces, you can have 2 pieces, you can have 5 pieces, you can have 15 pieces. Depends on what you're making. Okay? Then you're going to need some fabric. So I use some cottons. Now, cottons, you can get one that's got, it's not as heavy, or you can get one that's got a little bit of, it's a little thicker, I should say. And then I use, in my bags, I use a lot of tapestry fabrics. The other item I use is upholstery grade vinyls. This is the cream of the top. This is cork fabric. It is the new leather. It's awesome. I love it. I've been working with waterproof canvas as well. Of course, when my needle goes down through, it's not waterproof anymore. And then you need a lining. I have this Cadora that's a little heavier than this nylon. And then I have this white that has a little bit of a coating on the back of it. Depending on what I'm making, that's how I choose my linings. The other item I use is this, which is comes in different colors. This is a Sunbrella fabric. I use that a lot on the bottom of my totes, and I do have a couple bags that I make out of this. It stands on its own. After use, it loosens up a little bit. The other item I use is cotton canvas. So I have a white cotton canvas and I have a black cotton canvas. I use that a lot in my totes. The inside of the bag. Now, I showed you this cotton that is very, it's thin and it doesn't have much, it won't stand up on its own. So if I was to put this in the back of it, watch what happens. See? Now it's got a little more structure to it, okay? If I was to put this one, it's thinner, so it doesn't have as much structure to it. If I was to put this one, which I really use this one to go in the bottom of my bags because I want them to be stiff. This one's very stiff, okay? So depending on what you're making, depends on what interfacing you use. So I have like multiple kinds of different interfacings that I use. The other thing that I use for closures of the bags, I have zippers, which the zippers, I have a larger teeth zipper, which I use a lot on the tops of my bags to close them. And then you have the slider also to go with it. And then you have the smaller teeth, which I use a lot of these for like very small bags or my pockets. And again, you have your 2 different sliders, which are 2 different sizes. So that's one closure for a bag. Another closure is a magnetic snap. Okay, you can do that, which these are just a magnet and it just glitches. And I have 2 sizes of that. I have that one. And then I have this small one, which also just clicks. So I have 2 different sizes of those that I use. The other one is this style, which if this was a flap, you'd put it on this way, okay, on your flap. And then the bag, you'd put this piece on your bag and it would come through like this. And this would flip either down or up, whichever you prefer. And then you have a closure, you have a flap closure on your bag. Another flap closure that I have is one like this. Okay, and this is a piece where this one, you'd put this on your flap and then you'd put this on the bag and it would come through like that and then turn. And that's how that is. For that one, I need a tool, which is this right here. And then I need this to make a hole in the flap to put that device on. But those are some different ways of having a closure to your bag. Okay. So the other thing that I have when I'm sewing is I use these Wonder Clips. These are great. These will hold, like if I was to put this onto here, it holds it on there while I'm sewing. Okay. So those I use for closures. I do use these as well. These work wonderful. They're very easy as you're sewing to take off when you're sewing. On the ends of my zipper, I use this little guy. He goes on the ends and makes it all pretty. If you can see that. Goes right on the end of the zipper, makes it pretty. And that has a little screw. Okay, so then I need a screwdriver to hold that down. This little device is a hole punch that I use quite often. These two items are when I don't want to go to the iron. And what that does, this is like a roller, and I can say I seam. I can take this roller and go on the seam, and it flattens the seam out. This does the same thing, where you just go like this. You just take it and you go like that, and it makes the seam flat. That's when I'm being lazy. Okay, so then we have what we call swivel hooks. And these will go on the ends of your strap like this. Okay, will go on the ends of your strap like that. Okay, and it swivels. And then you have your slide, which your slide will go like this and down like this. And then you have an adjustable strap. Okay. I use these. This is a this is webbing. Okay, and this one's a cotton one. And sometimes I'll put a piece of fabric over this just to give it a little design. Okay. Then let me see. Then I have this little guy. Okay. This is to put your keys on, and this is just a little clamp, how I put it on. This is what I use these for. This is my key fob, and this right here is this right here. And I put it on, and I have a clamp. I didn't bring that over. You clamp it, and then I have a rubber hammer that I hammer it down, and it holds. And then you have, to cut your pattern out, you need one of these. And then I have a cutting mat as well. These are eyelets that I use, or sorry, they're rivets. And this is what I do. I have this tool, which I push and it makes a hole. I put the rivets in, and then I use this tool and you push it down and it sets the rivet. Okay, so that's just a little, oh, I forgot these. These are purse feet. Yep, your purse can have feet. And these you can use anywhere from 4 or 5 of these to put in the bottom of your bag. So when you set it down, it's sitting on these versus your bag sitting on the table. Okay, so let me show you one complete bag. Okay, it's a change purse, and this was the pattern, and this is I decided I wanted to do an overlay on this. So I started with my pattern. I needed 2 pieces of lining. Because I'm using my waterproof canvas, it's got enough stability to the fabric that I really didn't need interfacing in it. I needed 2 of those. And then I needed 1 overlay to make it look a little different. I needed a label, a zipper, and a slider, if you can see that. And then this little piece goes on the end of my zipper like that, so that when you unzip it, the slide doesn't come off. And of course, your thread. And you need the sewing machine. So all those items I just showed you is a completed change purse. And this is what it would look like when it's all done. And that's the inside of the bag. So I hope you liked my video. I hope it helps you understand a little bit of what goes on in making a bag. And I hope you have fun at the show. Thank you for stopping in. Bye.